In what could mark a major turning point in the war, Ukrainian forces have broken through a portion of the Russian front line near Kharkiv, something even Moscow, which had been silent for hours after the surprise move, publicly admitted on Friday. Appearing on Russian state TV, Vitaly Gonchev, head of the Moscow-installed administration in the region, acknowledged Ukraine's success near Kharkiv, the country's second-largest city.
The very fact that they broke through our defense line is, of course, a substantial victory for them. This is what they wanted to achieve.
He later added that Ukraine's advance was rapid and that several settlements were already under Ukrainian control. Kharkiv's mayor then said that at least 14 people were wounded on Friday when a children's arts center and a school, as well as private homes, were hit by Russian rocket fire in what Ukrainian officials said were revenge for the country's success on the battlefield. The Russian Defense Ministry released video of military vehicles speeding along a highway, saying they showed reinforcements rushing to defend the area. The Kremlin declined to comment on the Ukrainian advance. Images posted to social media also appeared to show troops holding up a Ukrainian flag in the Kherson region in the south. Ukraine kept independent journalists out of the area, and Reuters could not confirm the images, but Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said the troops had, quote, liberated dozens of settlements and reclaimed more than 1,000 square kilometers in the eastern Kharkiv and southern Kherson regions. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin on Friday acknowledged Ukraine's advances in those areas.
So we see success in Kherson now. We see some success in Kharkiv. And so that's very, very encouraging.
Western military analysts say the advance could shut the supply lines Moscow has relied on to sustain its force in eastern Ukraine and potentially leave thousands of Russian troops encircled.
According to Reuters, citing data from the Institute of International Finance, IIF, China's debt market portfolios lost $7.7 billion in August in 7 consecutive months of outflows. The figure signals a worrying message for the world's second-largest economy. IIF economist Jonathan Fortin said, "For the coming months, several factors will influence flows dynamics. Among these, the timing of inflation peaking and the outlook for the Chinese economy will be in the focus." Equity and debt portfolio flows in China have suffered considerably throughout 2022. In addition, China's yuan weakens against the U.S. dollar is also a reason for outflow capital. Since mid-August, the yuan reportedly had lost 3.2% against the dollar, marking the worst yearly performance in over decades. SCMP cited data from the Institute of International Finance reporting that China saw capital outflows of $81 billion from February to July this year. In contrast with China's market, as reported by Reuters, emerging markets outside the country posted portfolio inflows of $20.3 billion in equities and $13.5 billion in debts. Latest data also shows the country's trade has lost momentum when exports posted a modest increase of 7.1% in August, significantly down from an 18% rise in July. China's economy has been in trouble when it's facing a property crisis and weak consumption as lockdowns are being carried out as COVID measures across the country. Experts warn that its controversial zero-COVID policy has been doing harm to domestic demand, business activities from both local and foreign invested firms, and trade, among others. The most recent megacity has been under lockdown is Chengdu, affecting over 21 million residents. Henan is a landlocked province in the central part of China. It is frequently considered the cradle of Chinese civilization. Anyang, Henan province, has recently experienced another wave of COVID outbreaks. As a result, some areas have been put under lockdown while citizens have to undergo quarantine for a few days. COVID outbreaks have occurred in Anyang, Henan province recently. As CNR News reported, from 4 p.m. on September 7th, all residents of Anyang City were ordered to stay home in principle. In addition, public transportation was temporarily suspended. A video filming an older man climbing out of his window on the 12th floor was posted on Chinese social media. This frightened people. The older man was reportedly in a quarantine site in Henan. However, due to the long-day lockdown, he seemed bored and came up with an idea. The video opens with an older man clinging to the window from the outside and talking to the person next to his room. The older man asked when he would be able to leave this place.
再停5天都叫走了，
还得5天。
哎，
这5天这过热是。
哎，
俺
The netizen who filmed the video asked the older man to stop talking and return quickly. It could be heard from the video that the incident took place on the 12th floor. The older man clung to the wall before climbing back into his room.